Good morning, everyone. I'm going to call our June County Council meeting to order. If you would, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The first item on our agenda is our auditor's financial report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We started the year for the general fund with a beginning net balance of $5,676,257, and you've granted requests for appropriation of $99,989. Subtracting out some miscellaneous expenditures of $293 gives a balance available for appropriation of $5,575,975. Requests on your agenda today for general fund appropriations total $1,857,822, and a significant portion of that number is a transfer request from general fund to rainy day of $1.5 million. So. We did receive two large deposits in the month of May. So the first one being a special lit distribution. I've outlined up here we received $1.9 million to the general fund, $1.5 to economic development, and almost $700,000 to public safety. So this 1.9 to the general fund is more than double what we received last year as our special distribution, hence why I asked for the $1.5 million to go to rainy day. And then the other large deposit that we received was the proceeds from the sale of the county farm property to TSC. So you'd see that under other financial sources, sale of county property, and that was $1.8 million. I'm aware that the commissioners and the villa will probably come before you next month with a request for some improvements to the villa, basically paid from this. But other than that, that's all I had on the revenue report. I've highlighted the funds here that are impacted by that lit distribution, and then also showing the rainy day fund balance here of $6.19 million, and we were hoping to get to $7 million for our target balance. And so that is all I had on the fund report as well.
Any questions for Jennifer? Hearing none, we'll move on to our treasurer's report.
Good morning. We ended the month of May with an account balance of $308,749,560.62, with a total interest of $1,117,701.53. In this report, I opted to omit the first farmer's interest rate from the average rate, recognizing that we only use this account 4 months out of the year, resulting in an average rate of 5.5% and the weighted average of 5.57%. To date, the general fund has received 64.7% of the total interest, and with 41% of the year lapse, we are sitting at 48% of our forecasted budget, so we are on target. And one final update, collections went well, and we're at 97% of our collection rate.
Very good. Any questions for Yadira? Hearing none, is there anyone that has public comment about any agenda items to come before us this morning? Seeing none and hearing none. Next up, we have Resolution 2024-15-CL.
Make a motion, we approve resolution number 2024-15-CL.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton to approve Resolution 2024-15-CL.
This resolution authorizes the county through the Board of Commissioners to start the petition process to create a regional sewer district. In this case, Buck Creek and Colburn Regional Sewer District. Submit that petition to the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. You authorized a petition process several years ago. That was a broader scope, I think Americus, Buck Creek, and Colburn. And it's gone through some changes over the years, and IDEM has said, really requires a new petition process. And so this is just a step along the way. There's a lot of pre-petition work that has to be done, and then, of course, it goes through IDEM.
And I did talk to Commissioner Brown, and he indicated that, of course, as Doug mentioned, that this is a normal step in the process, and that hopefully, if everything keeps on track, that by the end of the year, we're going to see some actual movement forward with activity. Anything else? Discussion from council? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have a number of statement of benefits. We'll start with American Fiber Tech.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance statement of benefits for American Fiber Tech Corporation, both real estate and personal property.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton, to approve the statement of benefits for American Fiber Tech for both real and personal property. Discussion. Is there anyone here from American Fiber Tech that would like to speak to the statements? Okay. Do I have any discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have Apex Warehouse and Logistics.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance with statement of benefits for Apex Warehouse and Logistics, LLC, as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton, to approve the statement of benefits for Apex Warehouse Logistics, LLC, as presented. Discussion. Is there anyone here from Apex? Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
I'm just here to answer any questions
Okay. Would
you
you?
might have. Status quo, everything is still full, still going.
Okay.
Same as the year past.
All right. Very good. If there's no other discussion or questions from council, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you very much. Next, we have Dormy LLC.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance with statement of benefits for Dormy LLC, as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Hamilton, to approve the statement of benefits from Dormy LLC for real estate. Any discussion? Anyone here from Dormy? Good morning. Any questions? Numbers look pretty good. There's no discussion or questions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you very much. Next, we have GO3 Holdings LLC.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance statement benefits for GO3 Holdings LLC / Allstate Fastener, as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton, to approve the GO Holdings LLC and / Allstate Fastener, both for real and personal property. Discussion. Yes, go ahead and come forward, please. Good morning. Any questions?
No, numbers look good.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Thank you.
Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have Liquid Springs LLC.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance with statement benefits for Liquid Springs Partners LLC as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton to approve the Liquid Spring Partners LLC real and personal property statement of benefits. Discussion. Anyone here from Liquid Springs? Okay.
I'll just say numbers look good as well,
Yeah,
keeping with the theme of the morning so far.
yes, so far it looks good. All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next, we have Triclinic Labs.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance with statement of benefits for Triclinic Labs Incorporated as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton to approve the statement of benefits for Triclinic Labs, Inc. as presented. Any discussion? Anyone here from Triclinic? Good morning. Any questions from council? Comments?
No.
Thank you very much. If no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you. And lastly, Wildcat Creek Partners Ludofact.
Make a motion, we approve the compliance with statement benefits for Wild Creek Partners LLC / Ludofact USA LLC as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton to approve the Wildcat Creek Partners LLC / Ludofact USA LLC real property and personal property statement of benefits. Discussion. Anyone here from them? Welcome.
Good morning. I'm representing Blue Effect. So, if you have any questions.
Do we have any questions?
No?
Looks good.
Yep.
Numbers look good.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you very much. Next, we have our consent agenda, which includes the minutes from our May 14th meeting. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be pulled from the consent agenda in order for consideration, or are we okay with that? I'll take a motion to approve if not.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the consent agenda as written. Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Basham, a second from Councilman Richard, to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have additional appropriations, starting out with Superior Court 6.
Motion for approval for Superior Court 6, General Fund 1,000 appropriation in the amount of $4,031.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Hamilton, a second from Councilman Murray, to approve the general fund appropriation for Superior Court 6 for the total amount of $4,031 in the amounts presented. Discussion.
So this one is reclassifying the secretary position to the administrative assistant position, and it has been approved through personnel.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have the salary statement for the administrative assistant.
Motion for approval for the salary statement for the administrative assistant position.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Hamilton, a second from Councilman Murray, to approve the salary statement for the administrative assistant with Superior Court 6. Any further discussion?
Again, this goes with the previous request.
Okay. Any others? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have magistrate request.
Motion for approval for general fund 1,000 appropriation for institutional care in the amount of $100,000.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Hamilton, a second from Councilman Murray, to approve the general fund appropriation for institutional care in the amount of $100,000 for the magistrate. Discussion.
This goes back towards why we are looking at the juvenile detention center. We need to add additional money into the account for getting individuals housed during their time that they are with us. So when we did budget, it was a guess of what to put in there, and we were somewhat off, which we knew we would be. But right now, we think this will get us through the year.
Okay. Any other discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that is approved. Next, we have salary statement for the public defender.
Motion for salary statement, public defender, moving the position, one full-time to two part-time.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Hamilton, second from Councilman Murray to approve the salary statement for the public defender, moving one full-time to two part-time. Any other discussion?
Again, we seem to find more people that are interested in the part-time positions, and Amy's here.
Okay.
If you want to.
Amy, do you want to?
The legal market isn't great. We're pretty much hiring anyone that applies if they're qualified. I did hire a law student. He just completed his third year, so I'm hopeful if everything works out and he passes the bar, he may be able to take a full-time in the fall, which would be a little less expensive. There's just not a lot out there, to be honest with you. I'm not getting many applications.
Okay. Any
But I
questions
have
or
a
discussion?
full-time that wants to go part-time, and that's why I'm splitting the position.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that is approved. Next, we have Community Corrections Grant Fund 8260.
Make a motion, we approve the MAP Program Fund 8260 grant appropriation in the amount of $341,182.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton to approve the Program Fund 8260 grant appropriation in the amount of $341,182. Discussion.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is for, it's a 2-year grant, but the ICJI has awarded all of the funding for 1 year to see if we can get this project up and going. We will be hiring 2 peer recovery coaches, a nurse, and all 3 of those on contract, and then the full-time position will be a clinic coordinator that will oversee the grant, do all the reporting and that type of thing. In addition to that, clinic coordinator will be billing, not specifically for these individuals, but they will, going forward, be able to sustain these positions by billing insurance. So that'll be a transition that we start to have. So 4 new employees. I'm not sure where we're going to put them, but we'll find a place.
Kelly, have the positions been approved by commissioners?
The 3 are just contract. So those have been talked about. The 1 is going to, Sadie has it on her agenda to be put through to the commissioners and the salary, or the personnel committee.
So if that's the case, is there any harm in holding off on that part of it till we get through
The full-time salary line, that'll be fine.
Okay. So would the best bet be to table that part and then bring it back if it hasn't been fully approved by the commissioners?
So, if I understand correctly, you want to
The
move
full-time.
out everything, well, is it just the other professional services you'd be approving and the rest of it comes off? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, because it'd be the full-time salary and benefits.
Yeah.
Contracts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you'd approve the grant appropriation in the amount of, looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, $257,533. I think that's all you would do, and then you would do a new appropriation
Appropriation
request
for
for
the-
July.
Okay.
Okay. So,
That-
I'd like to amend my original motion to approve $257,533 for other professional services.
Second.
Okay, so we have a amended motion to approve the $257,533, and then we'll wait till the commissioners have approved, and then we'll come back. And so, any other discussion from council or comments from Kelly? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have Fund 8261 appropriation.
Make a motion we approve the COVID Detect and Mitigation Fund 8261 grant appropriation in the amount of $90,968.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton to approve the COVID Detect and Mitigation Fund 8261 grant appropriation in the amount of $90,968. Discussion.
The Indiana Department of Health actually reached out to us. They had some additional COVID funds. They reached out to all community correction agencies throughout the state, and we put in a request. We had to submit invoices or quotes for different items, and they awarded us the $90,968 for some supplies, and then also to have UV put into our ductwork.
Okay. Any discussion from council or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Highway Cume Bridge Fund 1135.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Cume Bridge Fund 1135 appropriation in the total amount of $2,075,000.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Basham, to approve the Cume Bridge Fund 1135 appropriation in the amount of $2,075,000. Discussion.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The lion's share of this is our Bridge 527, that's just north of McCutcheon on Old 231. That's this fall. That's our share planned to come out. Still will leave us in the order of $4 million in reserves in that fund.
Okay. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have Local Road and Street 1169.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Local Road and Street Fund 1169 in the total amount of $1,685,000.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Basham, to approve the Local Road and Street appropriation in the amount of $1,685,000. Discussion.
And this is in preparation for November letting. This is for Morehouse Phase 2 construction. Covers our 20% share and still should leave. We're projecting out to the end of the year about $2 million in reserve.
Okay. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have Major Bridge Fund 1171.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Major Bridge Fund 1171 in the total amount of $100,000.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Basham, to approve the Major Bridge Fund appropriation in the amount of $100,000. Discussion.
These are changes in our Bridge 119 design services. 119 is one of the over 200-foot major bridges in this fund. The stipulations, things that are some environmentals, situations along the riverfront were found, and then we're doing some trail modifications.
Okay. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund 1173.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund 1173 in the total amount of $950,000.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Basham to approve the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund 1173 appropriation in the amount of $950,000. Discussion.
These are just some additions to our budget for preservation this year. We're spent a lot of time last year on River Road, and we're trying to catch up on the rest of our system. Projecting out, MVH is a fairly healthy fund with a large reserve, so we feel like we can do a little catch-up this year.
Okay. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have juvenile alternatives, Title II, Fund 8713 appropriation.
Make a motion, we approve the Title II Juvenile Justice Delinquency Act Fund 8713 grant appropriation in the amount presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilwoman Hamilton, to approve the Title II Juvenile Justice Delinquency Act Fund 8713 grant appropriation in the amount of $100,000. Discussion.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a grant from the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute that will help youth and families in the juvenile justice system be able to access services quicker.
Okay. Questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we have American Rescue Plan 8950 appropriation.
I'll make a motion that we approve American Rescue Plan Fund 8950 appropriation as presented.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Vernon, a second from Councilman Murray to approve the American Rescue Plan 8950 appropriation in the amount of $8,084,500. Discussion.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you recall, at your last meeting, we did a revision to the ARPA spending plan. This appropriates the funds for those particular projects. To further detail for the Wabash River Greenway, it's $2,884,500, and that's for the match for the RAISE grant, the $25 million grant that the community received, as well as for some survey work for the trail portion of that particular project. Then the Regional Sewer District project, we're appropriating $2 million in the funds that were previously allocated for that project. And then the dam decommissioning, we're appropriating $3,200,000.
Okay. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Area Plan Additional Appropriation.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the General Fund 1000 appropriation in the amount of $28,791.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Basham, to approve the general fund appropriation for area plan for other professional services in the amount of $28,791. Discussion. Anything?
No, I
You guys?
believe it's just the operating funds that were needed for this.
Okay. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Next, we have additional appropriation from the auditor for the rainy day.
I'd like to make a motion to approve General Fund 1000 in the amount of $1,725,000.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Basham, to approve the general fund appropriation in the total amount of $1,725,000. Discussion.
This is a two-part request. I'll go over the easy one first. In the sustainability plan, I built in a $1.5 million appropriation from general fund to rainy day to build up rainy day because it was under your target minimum balance. And so this is the appropriation to do that. Obviously, you could do any amount up to that amount. I just wanted to give you the option. The second part of the request is for $225,000 to pay for implementation fees for a new financial ERP system. And just to give a brief overview of, let's see if I can zoom this a bit. What we pay for now between our financial system, and then this is timekeeping, HR, and payroll, is $202,000 a year. We're kind of flip-flopping what we pay for each. So at the last meeting, Sadie had approved $55,000 implementation for a new payroll or an HR system. And I'm looking at a new financial system, and basically between the two, we would pretty much break even, I would say. But we do have implementation costs of these projects. So I'm happy to answer any questions about that, but that's how I would like to proceed. And I thought since the lit special distribution was so much higher than expected that the implementation fees could come from that. So, hence that appropriation request.
Okay. Discussion, questions from council? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Thank you.
That is approved. Next, any committee reports? Unfinished business or new business to come before us? Commissioner FYI.
How embarrassing having your phone go off in the meeting, but just two things. We are attempting to put a department head lunch together for the 27th of this month, so an invitation should be going out on that shortly as soon as we get that date confirmed. And then you should have received an invite for Smokey Anderson's retirement coming up on the 21st. That's going to be a big loss to the county, so we hope to see you there. That's from 4 to 7 at the fairgrounds on the 21st, Friday the 21st. Thank you.
Thank you. Any public comment to come before us this morning?
Good morning.
Welcome, Dee.
Good morning. See a good-looking crew. I have our interns for this summer. We have 3 4-H interns and 1 Ag and Resources intern, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Jaden Mays. I'm from Boone County, so not too far from here, and then I am studying agricultural communications at Purdue. Hello, my name is Dylan Hamilton. I'm an upcoming senior at Purdue University studying developmental and family sciences.
Good morning. I'm Madison Reese. I'm a sophomore at Murray State studying pre-veterinary sciences.
Hello, my name is Peyton Harrison. I study at Purdue Fort Wayne. I am a major in organizational leadership, and I minor in HR. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Welcome.
They're a great group. We're really getting a lot of great things done. So if you see them out and about, especially at the fair, make sure you say hello.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. Any other public comment for us this morning?
Mr. President, I don't see you anymore. I was trying to interject in the unfinished or the new business, if I may jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The school resource officers, where are we with this? I hear we have like $1,250,000 or something like that, a grant. Can somebody speak to that? If not, just give me the money. What's going on?
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Not to take up all your time.
That's right.
We have $1.25 million for 10 SROs. We've had that for about a year now. We recently were given 1 position for 2025, a merit deputy. Reality is we can't fill the 10 SRO spots, and I've been communicating with the schools where we are in the process. The reason being is the salaries that our deputies make compared to not only agencies within Tippecanoe County, but those surrounding us. You can go to the county east of us and south of us and start off with more money. with less responsibility in a county it's much smaller. So the idea is to take the grant. We have 2 SROs that can be put back on the grant in September, to possibly do that and maybe make this one position for 2025 an SRO. The issue with that being, we currently have, if this gentleman makes it through the process this week, we'll have 2 deputies sworn in on Monday the 17th at 9. We'll still have 3 openings. We have nobody in our applicant pool. We're able to hire from within because they understand the office, they understand the relationships, the morale and everything there, but right now we're finding a very hard time attracting people, and the only thing that we can guess is the salary. We do offer a lot with the teams that we have at our department, but what we're finding is everybody offers those teams anymore. So we're becoming the same as everyone else when at one time we were the leaders. Years ago, if you remember, it was always a take-home car. Sheriff's office gets a take-home car. Everybody offers that anymore. So in my opinion, thoughts, we have to address things collectively to figure out how we draw more and better applicants to the sheriff's office for deputies. We talk about infrastructure, and we're spending a bunch of money on roads and bridges, and that is all needed. It's all needed. I think when people think of infrastructure, they think of bridges and roadways and internet fiber. I get it tomorrow at 3 o'clock, by the way. Thank you. Hospitals and so forth. To me, infrastructure is, do I feel safe in the community I live in? And we're pushing 213,000 people. We have a tremendous staff at the sheriff's office. We really do. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But we're not improving on their salaries. They can't afford to live here. It's very difficult. This is a very expensive community to live in. I go to dinner and we get pizza because I love pizza. And it's $70, $80 to take my family. Now, they're all married, but I feel when I invite them as dad, I'm supposed to pay for that. But I know our younger generation, it's difficult for them. Just had a deputy reach out the other day. They're looking to purchase a home. I allow them to live 3 miles outside the county because it's very, I mean, you've seen the housing prices here. It's difficult. So to your question, the answer to your question is we have people that want to be SROs, but I cannot steal from the merit officers currently to put people in the schools because we have to have people work in the streets. The last 2 weekends, we've had 4 deputies sitting at the hospital on inmates. That's left 2 to patrol the streets of Tippecanoe County. So we've got to do something. We've been working with the council reps and everything, and I promised I'm not going to stand up here and pound the podium and yell and scream because we all have to work together. We all have to live here. But ladies and gentlemen, we have to do something. We aren't asking, none of them are asking to get rich. We all knew kind of what we were getting into when we got in this line of work, but what we're asking for is a fair market value for our staff. And when you can go to an agency right down the road and start off at about $13,000 more with less responsibility, it's pretty enticing. So that's where we are. I know that's long-winded. I can go on for hours, but we've been talking about this for 2 years. So I've always had a goal as sheriff to put an SRO in every school. We have 5. The 10 would have given us 15. We'd have been close. Those SROs aren't there to have cops in the school and make our schools a prison. Those SROs are there to build relationships with the students and staff. And I think they do a tremendous job. They all have different personalities. They all have different strengths and weaknesses, but they feed together as a team to provide a great resource for our kids. It's unfortunate, but I believe we're probably going to have to give some of that money back because the whole process, and as long as we've been sitting on that money, we're just not going to get anywhere with it. It's, you know, I got 2.5 years left. The next sheriff's going to have to look at that. But Sharon's been great to work with. Everybody's been very open with communication. I appreciate that. Sharon hasn't heard back about how long we can extend those funds, if we even can. So we're trying, but that's where we are, Councilman.
Sheriff, I appreciate that you did a thorough job of explanation on that. That still doesn't get us where we need to go. So where are these 3 commissioners at? What do they got to say about it?
Well, 2 are here, and they've been very open-minded. So is Commissioner Brown. We've talked quite a bit. I don't understand. I'm still learning. Council and commissioners and what everybody does, and the accepting in approving positions. So I have to trust that there's a reason for the positions that they approved, and there's reasons that they didn't approve other positions. I just have to trust that. Whether I agree or disagree, it's the hand that I'm dealt, and that's the hand I got to play with. So we will do the best that we can to keep serving the citizens of Tippecanoe County with what we have.
So how much of that grant we got to get back? You say
I haven't talked to Sharon exactly. It's as far as having the two is going to be I'll just say it's a significant amount of money.
So we can't find anybody. What is the start for an?
It's about 62.
About 50?
62.
62,000?
Yeah.
For
I have people that are willing to come out of retirement to take those positions, but I can't, in my heart, take people and put them in the schools when the streets are short. Now, if we were short one or two and I had people in the process, it's an easier pill to swallow, but I can't pull off a patrol when we finally reached where we got about 10 on every shift to put them in the schools. I can't do it, knowing that at night when the page goes out that we need more people to sit on inmates at the hospital. That's tough. I mean, years ago, I was doing EDOs at night, so we didn't have staff. I mean, is that my job? In a sense, it is, but I don't think it's the sheriff's job to drive somebody at 10 o'clock at night from Lafayette, Indiana to Indianapolis to sit with them while they get checked in for an emergency detention order. But I did it. That's part of it. You got to be there for your team. I asked them to do a lot. I can't ask them to do something I'm not willing to do myself.
Well, I don't know what the answer is. I know we got about 19 schools and about 14,000 people, or kids, students, and I don't want to make a statement in public, but I still think it's needed. Just like you mentioned, they're not a warden.
No.
I don't want these resource officers become friends and buddies, because there's a lot of single parents in this community, and they're looking for somebody for leadership. And these resource officers, they bond with these kids. And so I don't know what it's going to take. That's about all I can say. I think the commissioners need to step forward and get some money. We got a lot of funds that are getting drained. I don't know where they're putting all the money, but we need to take care of some of these funds. I appreciate it, Sheriff.
Yep. Anything else?
No.
That when, we obviously approve new positions to be considered for the 2025 budget, on the new employee request form, it was not outlined for SROs. It was brought to our attention after we went through the process that those are grant funded and there are funds so those positions will be added to the list of approved positions, but it was just listed as merit deputy. So
I think, too, that John, you're missing the point. It's not the positions, and I really kind of debate the salary issue. It's in law enforcement nationwide, it's the applicants, the ones who want this profession. And there's many other reasons, but no, I really believe that they are compensated fairly, and I think the positions are adequate. It's just a matter nationwide of individuals wanting to get into law enforcement, and that's the real, just as in teaching. They're having a very hard time getting individuals wanting to teach anymore. So it's a society we live in now, and hopefully that will change.
So the starting salary at the sheriff's department is
62.
62,000?
Yes.
Because that's not my department.
I started out at 12.
12,000.
Yeah.
And that was what?
A day or two ago.
Just a couple years ago.
Yeah, just a little while ago.
8 decades ago?
Any other public comment? Our next meeting is July 9th. If nothing else, I'll take the last motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Well, I'm seeing the point. They can't find anybody.
That's it.
But if they raise
But it's every department's like that.
What do you think the Lafayette Police Department get when they hire in? LPD?
Seven.
Huh?
About 7.
70.